welcome back in part 3 of Volkswagen. Anyways, let's continue this topic. While Volkswagen's range of cars soon became similar to that of other large European car makers, the Golf has been the mainstay of the Volkswagen lineup since its introduction, and the mechanical basis for several other cars of the company.
There have been 8 generations of the Volkswagen Golf, the first of which was produced from the summer of 1974 until the autumn of 1983. Sold as the Rapid in the United States and Canada and as the Curve in Latin America.
Its chassis also spawned the Volkswagen Scirocco Sport Coupe, Volkswagen Jetta Saloon/Sedan, Volkswagen Golf Cabriolet Convertible, and Volkswagen Caddy Pickup.
North American production of the Rapid commenced at the Volkswagen Westmoreland assembly plant near New Stanton, Pennsylvania in 1978.
It would be produced in the United States as the Rapid until the spring of 1984.
The second generation Golf hatchback/Jetta sedan ran from October 1983 until the autumn of 1991. And the North American version, produced at Westmoreland Assembly, went on sale at the start of the 1985 model year.
The production numbers of the first generation Golf has continued to grow annually in South Africa as the CD Golf, with only minor modifications to the interior. Engine and chassis using tooling relocated from the New Stanton, Pennsylvania plant when that site began to build the second generation car. In the 1980s, Volkswagen sales in the United States and Canada fell dramatically, despite the success of models like the Golf elsewhere.
Sales in the United States were 293,595 in 1980, but by 1984 they were down to 177,709.
The introduction of the second generation Golf, GTI and Jetta models helped Volkswagen briefly in North America.
Motor Trend named the GTI its Car of the Year for 1985, and Volkswagen rose in the J.D. Power Buyer Satisfaction Ratings to 8th place in 1985, up from 22nd a year earlier.
VW's American sales broke 200,000 in 1985 and 1986 before resuming the downward trend from earlier in the decade.
Chairman Carl Hahn decided to expand the company elsewhere, mostly in developing countries, and the New Stanton, Pennsylvania factory closed on 14 July 1988.
Meanwhile, 4 years after signing a cooperation agreement with a Spanish car maker Seat in 1982, Hahn expanded the company by purchasing a majority share of Seat up to 75% by the end of 1986, which VW bought outright in 1990.
On 4 July 1985, Volkswagen Work AG was renamed to Volkswagen AG.
Volkswagen entered the Super Mini market in 1975 with a Volkswagen Polo, a stylish and spacious 3-door hatchback designed by Bertone.
It was a strong seller in West Germany and most of the rest of Western Europe, being one of the first foreign small cars to prove popular in Britain.
It had started out in 1974 as the Audi 50, which was only available in certain markets and was less popular.
The Polo entered a market sector already, being dominated by the Fiat 127 and Renault 5, and which before long would also include the Austin Metro and Ford Fiesta.
In 1981, the second generation Polo launched as a hatchback, resembling a small estate car.
In 1983 the range was expanded with the introduction of a coupe, similar to a conventional hatchback, and the classic, a 2-door saloon.
The Polo's practicality, despite the lack of a 5-door version, helped ensure even stronger sales than its predecessor.
It continued to sell well after a makeover in 1990, finally being replaced by an all-new version in 1994.
Also arriving in 1981 were the second generation of the larger Passat and the second generation of the Volkswagen Scirocco Coupe. In 1983 the MK2 Golf was launched.
At the beginning of 1988, the third generation Passat was the next major car launch, and Volkswagen did not produce a hatchback version of this Passat. Despite the rising popularity of the hatchback body style throughout Europe.
Just after launching the P3 Passat, Volkswagen launched the Corrado, analogous to the Scirocco, although the Scirocco remained in production until 1992. A third generation of Scirocco was in production 2008 to 17. In 1991, Volkswagen launched the third generation Golf, which was European Car of the Year for 1992.
The Golf MK3 and Jetta MK3 arrived in North America in 1993.
The sedan version of the Golf was Dash Vento in Europe but remained Jetta in the United States.
The Scirocco and the later Corrado were both Golf-based coupes.
In 1994, Volkswagen unveiled the J-Maze Design Concept 1, a retro-themed concept car with a resemblance to the original Beetle, based on the platform of the Polo.
Due to a positive response to the concept, a production version was developed as the new Beetle, based on the Golf's larger platform.
In 1995, the Sharon was launched in Europe, the result of a joint venture with Ford, which also resulted in the Ford Galaxy and Seat Alhambra. The company's evolution of its model range was continued with a Golf MK4, introduced at the end of 1997, North America. In 1999, its chassis spawned a host of other cars within the Volkswagen Group, the Volkswagen Bora. The sedan known as the Jetta in the United States, Seat Toledo, Seat Leon, Audi A3, Audi TT, and Skoda Octavia.
Other main models during the decade include the Polo, a smaller car than the Golf, and the larger Passat, for the segment above the Golf.
In 1998, the company launched the new Lupo City car.
In 1999, they announced the first 3-liter car, a lightweight version of the Lupo that could travel 100 kilometers with only 3 liters of diesel, making it the world's most fuel-efficient car at the time.
Volkswagen began introducing an array of new models after Bernd Pischetslieder became Volkswagen Group CEO, responsible for all group brands, in 2002.
The 6th generation VW Golf was launched in 2008, came runner-up to the Opel/Vauxhall insignia in the 2009 European Car of the Year, and has spawned several cousins: VW Jetta, VW Scirocco, Seat Leon, Seat Toledo, Skoda Octavia, and Audi A3 hatchback ranges, as well as a new mini MPV, the Seat Altea.
The GTI, the hot-hatch, performance version of the Golf, boasts a 2.0 liters turbo, charged fuel stratified injection, FSI, direct injection engine.
VW began marketing the Golf under the Rapid name once again in the US and Canada in 2006.
The 6th generation Passat and the 5th generation Jetta both debuted in 2005, and Volkswagen announced plans to expand its lineup further by bringing back the Scirocco by 2008.
Other models in Wolfgang Bernhard's Volkswagen brand CEO product offensive include the Tiguan mid-sized SUV in 2008 and the Passat Coupe.
In November 2006, Bernd Beschetsleader announced his resignation as Volkswagen Group CEO and was replaced by Audi Worldwide CEO Martin Unterkern at the beginning of 2007. Volkswagen maintained North American sales of 224,195 in 2005.
The momentum continued for fiscal 2006 as Volkswagen's North American sales for the year were 235,140 vehicles, a 4.9% increase over 2005, despite a slump in domestic North American manufacturer sales.
In conjunction with the introduction of new models, the production location of Volkswagen vehicles also underwent a great change.
The 2007 ES, a hardtop convertible, is produced in a new facility in Portugal.
All Golf/Rabbits and GTI'/SS of 2006 are manufactured in Wolfsburg, Germany, rather than Puebla, Mexico. Where Golfs and GTI'/S for the North American market were produced from 1989 to 1998, and the Brazilian factory in Curitiba, where Golfs and GTI'/S were produced from 1999 to 2006. The Jetta has been primarily manufactured in Mexico since 1989.
Volkswagen is also in the process of reconfiguring an automotive assembly plant in Belgium.
The new models and investments in manufacturing improvements were immediately noticed by automotive critics.
Favorable reviews for Volkswagen's newest cars include the GTI, being named by Consumer Reports as the top sporty car under $25,000. One of Car and Driver magazine's 10 Best for 2007, Automobile Magazine's 2007 Car of the Year, as well as a 2008 Motor Trend comparison ranking the mid-size Passat first in its class.
Volkswagen partnered with Daimler AG and other companies to market the BlueTech clean diesel technology on cars and trucks from Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, and other companies and brands.
According to the United States Environmental Protection Agency, 4 of the 10 most fuel-efficient vehicles available for sale in the United States are powered by Volkswagen diesel engines.
Volkswagen has offered a number of its vehicles with a TDI, turbocharged direct injection engine, which lends class-leading fuel economy to several models.
They were a 3-way tie for 8th, TDI Beetle, TDI Golf, TDI Jetta, and 9th, the TDI Jetta Wagon.
In addition, all Volkswagen TDI diesel engines, produced from 1996 to 2006, can be driven on 100% biodiesel fuel.
For the 2007 model year, however, strict U.S. government emissions regulations have forced Volkswagen to drop most diesels from their U.S. engine lineup. But a new lineup of diesel engines, then thought compatible to U.S. standards, returned to the American market, starting with model year 2009.
These post-2009 clean diesel engines are limited to running on 5% V5 by Audis only to maintain Volkswagen's warranty.
Volkswagen long resisted adding a SUV to its lineup, but relented with the introduction of the Touareg, made in partnership with Porsche. While they worked on the Porsche Cayenne and later the Audi Q7.
Though claimed as a fine handling vehicle, the Touareg has been a modest seller at best, and it has been criticized by auto reviewers for its absence of a third-row seat, the relatively poor fuel economy, and the high vehicle mass.
Volkswagen set plans to add a compact SUV with style and influences from the concept, a concept vehicle introduced at the 2006 Geneva Auto Show. And on 20 July 2006, Volkswagen announced that a new vehicle, called the TaBNWNE.
Since the discontinuation of the T4 in 2003 and the decision not to export the T5 to the United States, Volkswagen, coincidentally, lacked the van for its North American lineup.
To remedy this, Volkswagen launched the Volkswagen Routen, a engineered Dodge Grand Caravan made for the American and Canadian markets in 2008.
In September 2006, Volkswagen began offering the City Golf and City Jetta only for the Canadian market.
Both models were originally the MK4 Golf and Jetta but were later replaced with the Brazilian versions of the Golf MK4 and Bora.
Volkswagen's introduction of such models is seen as a test of the market for a subcompact and, if successful, may be the beginnings of a thriving subcompact market for Volkswagen. In May 2011, Volkswagen completed Chattanooga assembly in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
The Chattanooga assembly plant marked VW's first plant since the plant at New Stanton was closed down.
The facility has produced Volkswagen cars and SUVs specifically designed for the North American markets, beginning with a Passat B7 in 2011.
The company recently announced plans to expand further by investing $900 million to add floor space to the factory.
The VW XL1 began a limited production run in 2015.
The XL1 is a lightweight and fuel-efficient two-person vehicle, only 795 kilograms.
2015 saw the company engulfed in scandal. The Volkswagen emissions scandal, sometimes known as Dieselgate or Emissions Gate, began in September 2015 when the United States Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, issued a notice of violation of the Clean Air Act to German automaker Volkswagen Group.
The agency had found that Volkswagen had intentionally programmed curvatures direct injection (TDI) diesel engines to activate their emissions controls only during laboratory emissions testing, which caused the vehicle's nitric oxide output to meet US standards during regulatory testing.
However, the vehicles emitted up to 40 times more nitric oxide in real-world driving.
Volkswagen deployed this software in about 11 million cars worldwide, including 500,000 in the United States in model years 2009 through 2015.
The Volkswagen Atlas, a large crossover SUV, began production in late 2016 and aimed to help end several years of losses for Volkswagen in the United States, the world's second largest auto market.
On 14 September 2016, Volkswagen announced its partnership with the Israeli cybersecurity experts to create a new company, TaBNWNE, dedicated to automotive security.
In 2017, Volkswagen announced plans to place a considerable focus on electric vehicles, EV, with a goal to, by 2025, launch at least 30 EV models and have 20 to 25% of their total yearly sales volume, 2 to 3 million, consist of EVs.
In September, Volkswagen CEO Matthias Müller stated that the company aimed to have electric versions of all of its vehicle models by 2030, at a cost of €20 billion and €50 billion on acquisition of batteries.
On 6 March 2017 at the Geneva Motor Show, Volkswagen presented its prototype for a fully autonomous car, Cedric. Volkswagen returned to motorsport in 2018 by unveiling its all-electric IDR.
At the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb, Roman Dumas set an all-time course record of just under 8 minutes driving the IDR.
In September 2018, Volkswagen announced that it would discontinue production of the Beetle A5 in 2019.
Also in September 2018, Volkswagen announced its $100 million investment in Silicon Valley-based solid-state battery startup QuantumScape, becoming the startup's largest automotive investor and gaining representation on its board.
In February 2019, Volkswagen announced that it would launch an entry-level Jetta sub-brand in China, aimed at young buyers.
3 models were announced in July 2019, a sedan and 2 SUVs, all 3 of which will be manufactured in China as a part of Volkswagen's joint venture with FAW.
In September 2019 at the Frankfurt Motor Show, Volkswagen officially unveiled a refreshed logo, a thinner, 2-dimensional version of the previous logo, and new sonic branding, which will accompany the newly launched ID.3 electric vehicle.
Volkswagen stated that the ID.3 signified the start of a new era of the company.
In September 2019, Volkswagen also announced a program to allow all Beetle models to be converted to run on electric power.
The electric motor and battery updates will be done in partnership with German company E-Classics.
The electric components used for retrofitting will be based upon those found in the model. In November 2020, Volkswagen announced that, trying to remain the world's largest car maker in the green era, it has increased its investment in electric and self-driving cars to $86 billion over the next 5 years. In January 2021, Volkswagen announced that its sales in 2020 dropped by 9.9% in China, 23.4% in Western Europe and 17.1% in North America. In March 2021, Volkswagen announced that it would stop developing new internal combustion engines, although it would keep tweaking existing engines to comply with stricter emission rules.
Also, the company announced it was changing the American division's name to Volkswagen with the help of Johannes Leonardo, before revealing the move to be a hoax.
In a tweet, the company said the stunt got the whole world buzzing.
However, some news sources considered the announcement to be real, including the Associated Press, whose headline about being fooled stated, Volkswagen caught lying again, this time about changing its name.
In March 2022, Volkswagen released the ID.Buzz electric minivan. Volkswagen planning a hydrogen car with 1,250 range of mile.
VW CEO has stated that they do not plan to roll out H2 passenger vehicles in the 2020s.
The deal showcase in the patent filing was developed as part of a collaboration between Volkswagen and Kraftwerk Tubes. On 11 May 2022, Volkswagen confirmed the relaunch of its Scout off-road vehicle brand, this time as an EV.
Production is set to begin in 2026, and this relaunch will be the first time that VW creates a new brand based solely in the US market.
In July 2022, Volkswagen noted the development of the first of their own gigafactories.
The site, based in Salzgitter in Germany, has been termed Mission Salzgitter.
The new business unit is focused on all of Volkswagen's battery activities, from raw materials and the cell right through to recycling, and is part of a €20 billion investment.
Another Volkswagen gigafactory, rejected Segundo, needed government subsidies in order to go ahead.
In September 2022, Volkswagen introduced the ID. Extreme 1 concept car, an off-road electric SUV. In December 2023, VW announced that its brand selling in the North American market, Volkswagen, Porsche, Audi, Scout Motors would adopt the Tesla-initiated NACS charging connector starting in 2025. In June 2024, VW stated that it will continue to heavily develop its internal combustion engine vehicles amid dwindling sales of its EV product line. In October 2024, Scout Motors announced it will sell directly to customers and service vehicles itself, following the model adopted by Tesla and other EV competitors, rather than use the Volkswagen dealer network. In December 2024, workers at Volkswagen factories in Germany announced they were going to strike over plans to close at least 3 plants, lay off thousands of workers and cut pay by 10%. We will continue about Volkswagen in part 4. To be continued, stay tuned.